Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don, and I'm doing a special because I did not think I was going to be able to see Thanksgiving while I was in theaters, and then, lo and behold, I got a chance to see it. So I figured you guys would like to know my opinion on it. For those of you that actually regularly watch my channel, and the rest of you, maybe you want to know, I don't know. Anyway, as per usual on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things down into 6 separate categories. Those 6 separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally, creep. This one's going to be a little bit different than my normal videos. There's a lot less scripting in this. I kind of just wrote some things down, wrote down the numbers, and I'm just going to talk about it kind of as I go. So, story. The basic story of this movie is that a year ago, a store decided to push back Black Friday to 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. And when they did this, things went horribly wrong. And now somebody is out to get revenge. This movie takes place in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where supposedly the first Thanksgiving happened. And what had happened was we have our 5 real main characters plus a 6th one who's the boyfriend of the real main character, Jessica. So Jessica and her friends and her boyfriend are all going to go see a movie on Thanksgiving. And while they're on their way, one of the friends, who's your stereotypical a-hole jock character, decides that he needs a new charger for his phone. So she lets them into the back of the store that her dad owns, Riot. And Riot is the store that has decided to do their Black Friday at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving. So they get in like 10 minutes before the store opens. It's already crazy outside. People are trying to get in because they have crazy deals, and the first 100 people get a free waffle maker. So that's what they're all there for. They want that free waffle maker. They want those savings, you know. And while they're in there purchasing the things, one of the characters, the jock, the stereotypical jock character, is like antagonizing the crowd outside. Like, hey, we got in here first, haha, sucks to be you guys, ha ha ha, which drives them a little bit more nuts. They lose crowd control because they only had 2 security guys there at the time. These people end up charging toward the store where the doors are locked, and they shatter the window to get into, or the glass front door, and then several people die. The security guard gets trampled to death. One guy cuts his neck open on a piece of glass, and the store manager's wife, who was there trying to give him his Thanksgiving dinner in a Tupperware, gets knocked over and trampled. So we get at least 3 deaths and a bunch of other injuries. And that's your opening sequence. This is an Eli Roth movie, so it's pretty graphic. And then we fast forward a year later. People are kind of dealing with their things. The main character's boyfriend was a pitching prodigy. His golden arm was his name, and his arm got like snapped badly during the whole thing. And the people who owned Right Mart suffered no repercussions because the security videos mysteriously vanished. They settled outside of court with some people, but they have decided that they're going to do it again. They're going to do Black Friday again because that's apparently smart. And then people start dying. And that's pretty much it. And then throughout the movie, it's kind of a whodunit. You're trying to figure out who the killer is. And they give you 2 really good options, one all right option, and a third or a 4th option that it definitely could not be, but he's still possible, right? Because it definitely couldn't be him because he's a bit of a heavy set guy, and obviously our killer is not heavy set. And that's pretty much it. I enjoyed the story. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't like a super amazing concept, but I enjoyed it. I've seen a very similar zombie apocalypse movie, I think. So it was good. I enjoyed it. However, I hated the ending, and that also resulted in me giving it a 3 as opposed to a higher score. After I've talked about all of my other stuff, I'm going to take a pause. Hopefully, Jeremiah will put something across that says spoilers. It'll probably be that scene from Doctor Who if I know him. And then I'll talk about why I hated the ending. So 3 out of 5 for story. Acting was good. There was no really bad acting. There's no like super spectacular acting, but it was good. Characters were believable. The way they reacted to situations was believable. So I give it a 3 out of 5, just a little bit above average for acting. Music, there's nothing special about the music here. 2.5 as per usual for music. Atmosphere, 3 out of 5. I may have gone a little low on atmosphere because I was definitely engrossed in this movie for the majority of it. It doesn't really have any lulls. It keeps going. And some of the deaths are very, very violent. And I'm going to talk about that in looks. So I give it a 3 out of 5 for atmosphere. Look, I gave this a 5 out of 5. I like Eli Roth. I like the way he does horror. I like his kind of over the top, grotesque gore that he uses in his movies. And there's some great kills in this movie, and I really enjoyed it. So I gave it a 5 out of 5 for look. Creep. Normally, I don't find slasher films to be creepy. People who've watched my videos, I usually tend to score slasher films on the lower end. This I gave a 3 out of 5 for creep because the jump scares in this movie are very well done and very good. And it got me a lot. And a lot of like the body horror and the gore, I was like, ugh, while watching this movie. And I watch a lot of horror movies, so you know it had to have been done well. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 for creep because it didn't like keep me up at night because there's nothing spooky about it, but it was definitely creepy. We tally up those scores and we get a 3.4, so we round it up to a 3.5 for Thanksgiving by Eli Roth. And now, spoilers. Jeremiah? Dun, 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 dun. Welcome back. So, why did I hate the ending of this movie? As I said earlier, they set us up with essentially 4 possible suspects. You have the manager, the former manager now, but he's the least likely suspect because the guy's heavy set. And obviously, our killer, not heavy set. The other 3, the semi good suspect is the sheriff. The sheriff is friends with the store manager. He knew the guy's wife. He was there when she died, and he obviously cared about them. So the sheriff is a good option, but there are parts that make him not the best choice, and that being that he is in specific locations and visually seen by other characters while John Carver is running around killing people. So there's no way it could be the sheriff without an accomplice. And they never mention anything about an accomplice, never comes up. Bad choice. The other 2 are the boyfriend and the ex-boyfriend. Both of them fit your body type. Both of them have reasons for doing this. The ex-boyfriend being your best option, but he's the red herring that they set up at the end, and they made it the sheriff. And like I said, it doesn't make any sense for it to be the sheriff. He is visually seen multiple times throughout the movie while John Carver is doing things. The most heinous example of this is that Jessica is sitting in the school looking out the window and she sees the sheriff talking to the other cops while John Carver is in the school kidnapping her friends. So how did he do it? He couldn't have done it. The other one being he is with the police in the police station when the live stream starts. Now, I don't know a lot about technology. Maybe he could have set it up on a timer. I don't know. But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense for it to be the sheriff. It makes a lot more sense for it to be the ex-boyfriend. But he was set up as a red herring. So that leaves us with the current boyfriend. And as Brian, sorry, Brian. Ryan was the character's name. As Brian has already told us in another news episode, we are getting a Thanksgiving 2. And I fully expect that that's going to be the plot in Thanksgiving 2, is that the sheriff had an accomplice, and it's probably going to turn out to be the boyfriend, Ryan. But yeah, thank you for sticking around, for listening to me rant, and please think about liking, commenting, subscribing. If you disagree with my thoughts on the ending and my reasoning, please let me know. Put it in the comment section down below. Ensure that you mark it as spoilers, though, because there are definitely people who are like me that probably didn't get an opportunity to see this. I only got to see it because my wife is out of town. So, yeah, please engage. I would love it. Okay, thanks. Bye.